Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we have our
Local.
second follow-up, whatever.
Local.
Yes, very local. This is the Nelson Brothers Reserve Bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
So we've already done the classic bourbon, which was a slightly lower proof. This is their Reserve Bourbon.
Well, we've also done their first one that they brought. It was an old recipe.
The Belle Meade.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, and the
The Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, the actual Green Brier.
That came out, like 3 years? Three years ago. Which we've had multiple bottles of that between you, me, and the rest of our crew in the neighborhood. Yeah, this is slowly going to take over the Belle Meade.
So what's going to happen? We went downtown and to the distillery, so it's right in downtown Nashville, and we went down there to kind of find out what was going on because we had heard and read that the
internets said that.
Yes, Belle Meade is going to go away, and they're going to start doing the Nelson Brothers whiskey. So we've already, I think, reviewed the Belle Meade Reserve. There was the Belle Meade Reserve that we did. Which used to be a fluctuating proof, but now it's always at 108.3, I think it is. So we heard that was going away. It's true. They are doing away with their national distribution. Belle Meade is going away as a brand. It's only going to be local to Tennessee, specifically Nashville.
Select.
And the fact that it's named or partnered with the Belle Meade Reserve, the plantation that's just outside Nashville. Outside of Nashville, you're going to be starting to get Nelson Brothers. This is their Reserve Bourbon, which will replace the Belle Meade Reserve. Ooh, yes, thumbs up for that bottle pop. So they're going from the 108.3 to 107.8.
I think so.
Yeah, not a huge change.
No.
There is a recipe change. We did ask about that. They do not disclose what their mash bill is, but this is slightly different than what Belle Meade was. What else do we know? It's not age stated, but it is straight. Yes, it's a blend of straight bourbons, so it is at least 4 years old. And
are they still sourcing? I can't remember.
No, I think this is theirs. Almost positive this is their distillate.
It says it's bottled. It doesn't say where it's distilled. I know for a while.
Yeah, for a while it was sourced. That's when the Belle Meade Reserve used to fluctuate in proof. That was because of sourced barrels.
Gotcha.
I think once they got to the standard proofing for the Belle Meade Reserve, it's actually their distillate. Want to say.
So Belle Meade had what, five bottles?
At least, so there's definitely they had the classic bourbon and the reserve, and then they had some finishes.
Sherry, cognac,
and then the honey, which was
honey, but that's really an allocated bottle.
Yes,
and that was you had to get your name in a raffle.
Yeah,
and there was only a certain amount of bottles, and it was
like a barrel,
$200 a bottle. But like comparing it to like the Wheeler's Raid honey, Wheeler's Raid was more whiskey.
Right, it was that has a hint of honey. This is like honey-based whiskey.
No, but
almost
it's
mead,
still,
right?
But no, it's still really good.
Okay.
Really, really good.
Good.
Really good.
Yeah. So we asked, what are they going to do with those finishes? What are they going to do with their honey? They still don't know. They just announced the fact that they're going to be switching from Belle Meade to Nelson Brothers. They're not sure what they're doing with the finishing. I will say.
I think so.
And I literally said this today on a text. If you have a finished Belle Meade, that's not open, you may want to hold on to that bottle because it may be worth something.
Well, you can go to the distillery and they had the sherry.
They had a sherry, little guy.
But the little guy, but they sold it for the big guy price.
Right.
Yeah, I remember years ago when Belle Meade first hit the scene, there was the whiskey warmer out at West Haven. They were there. And it was a pretty popular table because it was something local.
Yeah.
But they had all of their bottles out. Well, Madeira, that's the other one.
Yes.
Madeira finish.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they had them all out. It was again, popular table.
Yeah,
so
it's good whiskey. It's very good whiskey. I really enjoy that. The Belle Meade Reserve, that cherry note that's on the Belle Meade, I really enjoy that. It's really nice. And the Green Brier is really nice too. I think I've had the port finished. I don't think I've had any of the other finishes at this point. So,
well, like I said, they had
at some point I'm
there.
gonna have.
The honey wasn't
not the honey.
Wasn't
available. That wasn't a thing yet.
It wasn't a thing yet. But yeah, no, they're all pretty tasty.
Yeah. All right.
I get proof. Ethanol.
Yeah, there. Yes. Yeah. The 108
and then I'll get a little cinnamon
ish is there. There's a baking spice. I would agree with that. There's a little bit of a sweet note in there, but it's nondescript, I guess is the word I would use.
Ooh, that's good.
That is sweet, a little syrupy, maybe. A mint note is in there. I guess that's from their whatever rye they're using, the mash bill.
So I had the other bottle the other night, which we've already obviously we've done.
We did the classic.
So I shared it with some neighbors. They hadn't had it yet. They really liked the flavor profile. But then it's kind of like our standard comment, like, a little thin.
Yeah, it's a little lighter on the proof, a little thin. Like, yeah.
They're going to love this.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah. And I remember we went down we got a flight.
Yeah, we did.
We said the same thing. Like, it's got good flavor.
The classic is good and it's got a solid flavor. This one drinks really nice. Mm-hmm. Like,
price different. There's also a price difference. So the classic was like
15, $20. Oh, 30?
No, it was like 30.
So it's
high
almost
30s.
double?
And then this is
so it's like $25.
Yeah.
There's differences in the profile between the two. And
the other one's thin. It's got
the other one's
flavor. Thin. It's thin, but I think it's because of the proof.
Touch too much water.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm not, and all right, so the part that I'm unsure of are why they're doing this. If you worked for the company's Green Brier, Nelson Green Brier Distillery is the name of the company. So apparently they didn't like the fact that nobody associated Nelson Green Brier Distillery with Belle Meade, so they wanted to do the Nelson Brothers. I don't get that. Like, you have a built-up brand, and you're just going to walk away from that because I'd change the name of my distillery before I change the name of my bourbon.
No, you can keep
I don't know.
You can keep the distillery name, but then just drop ones and twosies
of that. Yeah.
Or take those same recipes, mash bills,
and just pour them over.
Yeah. It's the Nelson Green Brier cognac finish. Which hopefully that's what they end up doing.
I really hope they do end up doing the finishes because their finishing, they do a really good job with their finishing. They're taking the distillate and aging it and then finishing it in their various barrels. They do a really good job with that. I don't know. But hey, for the longest time, Buffalo Trace as a distillery never had a whiskey. Until someone said something.
The Buffalo Trace bottle.
Buffalo Trace as a whiskey did not exist for a long time, but the Buffalo Trace, which is a whiskey. But it didn't exist even though the distillery was called Buffalo Trace. So I don't know. I don't know.
I think
we can link. There's a video. They actually have a YouTube video talking about the release of these two, so we can link that in there. We'll do that.
They started small in Nashville. Belle Meade Plantation. Everyone knows that.
Yes,
they know where it is. Pretty much everyone's lived here forever. or even if you just recently moved here, has probably been there or driven by it. So the name that has name recognition.
Right.
Also, where it's located is the old money part of Nashville.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So I think that all ties into it, but now they're wanting to
shift to their own name. Yeah. I just
they got their name out there, but now they want this name out there. So now they've already known, like, hey, we've done the Belle Meade lineup, but now we're going to shift to the Nelson Green Brier.
I don't know. Overall, I think I really like this one.
This one's better than the classic.
It's better than the classic.
Has a good profile. Just the
proof is a little light.
Just to proof up a little bit.
Don't
water it down as much.
This is good. Maybe, probably. Not a great value necessarily at $60, but pretty good. Water?
Sure.
All right.
Before I drink it all.
Yeah, it drinks nicely. There's nothing wrong with this. There's a little bit of a sweetness, a fruit note maybe. There's a good baking spice in there. A nice oil note, coats the mouth well. It does everything you want a higher proof bourbon to do.
Yeah, so they're saying dark cherry, spice, and vanilla in a high rye.
Ooh. I like that palate a little better. Mm-hmm. That turned in real nice.
I think it smoothed it out a little bit.
It did. It eased up on some of the maybe sharper notes. I don't know. There's no age statement, but my guess is it's probably close to 4 years. There's a few sharp notes on the edges when you drink it neat. That really kind of softened those edges. Yeah, that's nice. That drink's really nice. It's like a caramel spice, sweet fruit, kind of all like it's all combined in there really nicely. And
it's one of those I like to try with just a small cube.
Given
the proof.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, the proof would hold up to a small cube with no problem, and cooled down would be.
Yeah.
I'm sure the sweetness would come up and the spice would just kind of be in the back part.
I'm just curious what's going to be next for them.
Yeah,
Are they going to? How many more are they going to try to bring over from the Belle Meade lineup?
I assume all their finishes are going to become that. I assume. I'm guessing. I guess that's a better way to say it. I'm going to guess that all their finishes will come off probably this line, literally the reserve line.
Should.
Like a higher proof cognac and
the Madeira,
the sherry,
honey.
Maybe, yeah. That would be great with honey.
107 proof honey.
Yeah, that'd be very nice. That'd be very nice. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be this will be something interesting locally to watch.
So it's interesting. So my office is a stone's throw away from
here.
And the billboards right on the highway right there, there's nothing for these guys. There's nothing for Corsair.
No.
Draw.
You have no idea that it's there.
To draw
unless
people
you know
there.
it's there.
It's all Evan Williams.
Yeah.
And it's Fireball and it's something else. And they just rotate. It's like every 2 weeks they just rotate because there's 3 right in a row. But you would think, because the billboards are right there where Marathon Motorworks is, that they would be like, hey, this exit.
Exit now.
Yep.
Exit now. Get some whiskey.
They haven't done anything. I think they're banking on social media.
That's word of mouth.
Yep.
Yeah. They're totally a word of mouth.
But heck, even when we were there, I mean, the parking lot was full.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. People were starting to fill in when we were leaving, and then we migrated down to the other end to get Corsair. Corsair was packed when we got there. So
yes.
They're in a good spot. Just, I feel like they need a little bit more.
Locals or people that
it's
really.
Tourists, I think.
Well, I was going to say, so it's you're either local and know it's there, or you looked it up you were coming to Nashville for a visit and you looked it up. And there's moonshine in the middle. That's correct.
That's right.
Tennessee Legends is, Corsairs is on the right, and Belle Meade, Green Brier's on the left, and Tennessee Legends is kind of in the middle.
In the middle.
So yeah, you can drink a lot in like a 2-block walk.
Yep.
There's wine there too, but I don't remember that being very good.
No, too sweet for me.
Yeah, I don't remember that being very good. But the whiskeys, very solid whiskeys and moonshines all the way through.
And Corsair runs the gamut. They've got the gins and
the
rums, so they got some good stuff down there. I guess we gotta wait for something else to come out from these guys.
Yeah. There's not right now. There's nothing else.
Or we work backwards and start
try to find some Belle Meades.
Track down some Belle Meades.
Well, I got a line on a cognac finish. But
I've got an open bottle of the Reserve.
I have the old school Reserve. We already did that. We did the Reserve.
Sitting in my bar car for like 2 years.
Do you have the 108?
I don't know.
All right.
I'll have to look.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
We'll try to find something.
Yep. Similar shape bottle.
Yep.
Obviously different label, different colors, but we'll figure it out. We'll start tracking some stuff down. We need to buy it before that whole goes away.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll peruse the Nashville liquor store. So right as of now, these
are the 2 main ones from the Nelson Brothers.
2 main ones, and then the original that brought the label back, which we've already done.
Yes.
So hopefully they start. Maybe next year they add another one. So we'll hit pause here. We'll see if we can find some more of the Belle Meade label.
We'll try to go back while we wait for new stuff to come out.
No. Well, we appreciate you watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the review. If you did, we'd encourage you to hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. You can hit the bell icon to get notified every time we put out a new episode. We do 2 of these a week where we find a new whiskey and we
give your honest
sample it and give our opinion. Honest opinion. That's a really good one. We don't like every whiskey.
Some good, some bad, some can in the middle.
But it's always our opinion. Our palates are going to be different than your palate, but we give you our opinion of what we're tasting and if we think it's a solid value or not. Because sometimes whiskey's really great, but it's really expensive, and other times whiskey's pretty good and it's cheap.
Well, there's also the power suggestion. Is it worth buying a bottle or worth just getting a pour?
Trying to get a pour someplace.
Get a pour somewhere. Yeah. Before you buy the bottle.
Yep.
So we're trying to help you out there. So, well, thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.